Is it okay if someone makes a documentary about you without your consent? If it were to happen to you, how would you feel? Secondly, it's unacceptable and petty, isn't it? It's similar to someone releasing your sex tape. Seconds laughs. Yes, precisely. Seconds. It's like they're doing it laughter without your consent and you're not real porn. The lighting was either poor or non-existent. Indeed, they are attempting to make you appear unflattering. What? Yes, I was caught on a bad day. I wasn't even on my phone for a minute or two. This caught a weak one. Oh no. Do you notice how dim the lighting is? Oh no. Do you notice how dim the lighting is? Minutes, seconds seeming tiny on the web. Word up, minutes, seconds. However, I would assume that I wouldn't worry. I believe that if they are applauding you, they want someone to film a 1-minute documentary about you. You want it to be an amazing documentary that highlights your identity and accomplishments. Similar to your minute-by-minute documentary, it's very popular. For example, you don't want someone to make a documentary about you and try to portray your entire character as weak. That kind of behavior is petty. Minutes, seconds, without a doubt. We're going shopping and everything. Do you understand what I mean? What do I hear about y'all with the cartwheels? I asked a minute later, laughing. Felix, it's like we have a cartwheel. We do cartwheels and breakdance everywhere you go. Minutes, seconds, and cards. For me, who got a cartwheel? It's like a real spin minute by minute. You understand what I mean if you're unfamiliar with. We're going to start the cartwheels. Okay, Jimmy, let me view the car for a minute or two. I'll check what's happening. It's my man. Minutes, seconds, laughter, minutes, seconds until you call Jim Jones again. This isn't responding. Right now we head back to the gym. At this moment, you already know. I just left the gym in a matter of minutes and seconds. Right now we head back to the gym. I smoke. Minutes, seconds. Where are you? Grab your FaceTime. Ducking Queens is what you're doing by yelling. Laughter. Minutes, seconds. Jim Jones is officially at his lowest point. It's difficult to comprehend how he logs onto the internet while all of this is happening. Jim Jones, for some reason, thought it was a good idea to start a battle with St. Jim Jones, the checkmate corner, and St. Minutes are now surrounded from all sides. The entire situation quickly got out of control, and it doesn't appear to be minutes or seconds pretty at all. Let's quickly go back and make sure everything makes sense. When Jim Jones and his co-host talked about Sint's documentary about Diddy, they were obviously not feeling. They were acting inappropriately, speaking slickly, and making disparaging remarks. You already know that Sint doesn't let things go when word gets back to him. He didn't only chat online. He moved in a different way. According to reports, Sint contacted Jim Minutes, Seconds Jones Building's landlord. This is when things get messy. According to reports, the landlord and Jim Jones were already at odds, so minutes later, she was willing to cooperate. Then the landlord starts outlining everything, dissecting Jim Jones's business, stating that there is unpaid rent and that eviction is already underway. At that point, the entire scenario shifted from online chatter to actual pressure. Seconds later, they claim that Jim Jones is essentially squatting since he refuses to leave the building. That's how bad things have gotten. This didn't begin in minutes or seconds. It just began today. Sint had already been putting pressure on Jim Jones and making him feel uncomfortable before any of this eviction chatter even got out of hand. This quickly became personal. It all began with Jim Jones and his co-host talking on the Sint's Minutes Seconds documentary. They made it apparent that they didn't think it was appropriate to do a documentary about Diddy. That commentary didn't sit well at all. Second learned about it and he made a power move rather than exchanging words on the internet. Seconds, Minutes, would you like to rent it? Okay, fine, I replied. He's been repeating this since October, and he keeps attempting to build it, but he refuses to sign the lease. I don't like these terms, he says. I want a ludicrous build out for about 6 months. Minutes and Seconds also have a partnership agreement in which we own half of the media he's currently creating, but he won't tell us how much money he's making from all of this. I'll sell you half of the business if you want to purchase half of the stuff he is producing. Minutes, Seconds, he's not a company. He's completely crazy. Minutes and seconds don't mean much to me. However, I just add that as a sweetener if it's for you. Alright. What I'm trying to convey then is that he signed a lease with me. He currently owes, in my opinion, at least a few minutes if not seconds. The crazy thing is when he replied, "Fine, let me reach out to the landlord of the building where that podcast is being filmed and see what's really going on." Minutes, seconds. When he got in touch with the landlord, he had no idea that Jim Jones and the landlord were already at odds. The landlord claimed Jim Jones owed him a substantial amount of money, and it is said that he was unable to tolerate the situation. When the landlord intervened, he began disclosing all of Jim Jones's financial and business problems, including minutes and seconds. This whole scenario changed from podcast chat to real estate chess moves in a matter of minutes and seconds. Scent allegedly discovered that there was no heat in the building where Jim Jones was filming minutes and seconds ago, thanks to the landlord. Minutes, seconds. Are you not amused by the fact that I'm beginning the year at the top of your Explorer? Minutes, seconds. Since everyone wants to put my company on display, I might as well discuss it with you. I'm currently in the second stage of construction. We are not accessible to the general public. This is a raw space in terms of minutes and seconds. I haven't decided exactly what I want to do in the area yet, but I was considering creating a small mark. Minutes, seconds, but we'll have to wait and see. Minutes, seconds. Since eviction was already underway, they allegedly turned off the heat to force him out. Rumor has it that Jim Jones remained inside for several minutes while they attempted to extract him. That is extremely messy. Scent is now sitting on all of this information, and rather than remaining silent, he minutes, seconds, and begins to release it. Jim Jones, meanwhile, continues to jump online while pretending that is flowing smoothly. He's mincing words, rejecting allegations, implying that he and the landlord get along well, and even implying that the building is essentially his. However, the story quickly shifted after the eviction rumors, and the no-heat minutes crisis began to circulate. Then, in an attempt to demonstrate his dominance over, Jim Jones releases a construction tour. He's talking about expansion ideas, new production sections, renovations, and other topics while taking minutes and strolling between rooms. While the property owner is reportedly attempting to evict him while renovations are still underway, he is painting this picture of an expanding empire. The entire situation appears chaotic and perplexing because of that contrast. The issue with hustle is right here. Minutes, second culture. Not everyone wants to lock in and conduct business properly, but everyone wants to appear busy, post the grind, and display the lights and cameras. In a matter of minutes and seconds, Jim Jones is constructing an entire business in an area where he is allegedly not even authorized to be. People begin to raise their eyebrows after a few minutes or seconds. He established the IFC Factory. It is marketed as a minutes, seconds creative hub, a content studio where individuals can come, record podcasts, take pictures, and rent space for their own minutes, seconds projects. It's even listed online for roughly $1 per hour, with a minimum of 1 hour. Minutes, seconds. At first glance, it appears formal and organized. Here's the twist. It appears to be motion. According to reports, all of this is taking place as eviction attempts continue. Behind the scenes, minutes and seconds continue to remain active. Critics refer to it as reckless because of this. According to the rumors, he has only been able to stay this long because he has wealth and because New York tenant rules allow people to take legal action. He appears to grasp how to follow those guidelines in a matter of minutes, which bought him time. However, many people find it dangerous and perplexing to establish an empire in the midst of a dispute if the property owner is trying to get rid of him. Scent stated in his minutes today that there has been progress in the eviction process. The next steps, according to what is being discussed, are minutes, second enforcement, and formally removing Jim Jones from the building. According to reports, an eviction notice addressed to IFC management, the business connected to Jim Jones' studio setup, was posted directly on minutes, second from the entrance. Minutes, seconds. Everything seemed so real because of that. The notice had to do with the IFC factory operation, the content studio he has been working on for minutes. IFC management at that location forwarded it to Joseph Jones. Furthermore, this isn't just a few minutes worth of office space. The property is enormous, encompassing several floors and units with various addresses attached to it. First floor, second minutes, second floor, various portions. This entire situation is made even more serious by the enormous setup. It appears that there are still legal measures to be taken after minutes and seconds of truly examining the documentation specifics being mentioned. He cut the knife in a matter of minutes and seconds. We severed the knife. Minutes, seconds, Matt, what's going on? Excellent. No, what are you talking about, minutes or seconds? You're not meant to be heard. You know? You let the knife fall. Minutes, seconds. According to reports, the landlord sent out a notice of default, which essentially indicates that unpaid funds are being demanded. Before stricter enforcement takes effect, there is a formal warning period of minutes. Therefore, even though there has been progress, the struggle may not be completely over just yet. According to reports, the initial notice was sent on January 1st and expired on January 2nd. Minutes indicate that it wasn't paid for after the deadline was discussed. Then, on February 2nd, received a one-day notice of termination, which expired on February 2nd. Minutes, seconds. According to what has been explained, there might still be a phase before full enforcement takes place, which could mean a brief window of time while the process advances. Obtaining an official eviction order, and perhaps a sheriff to execute it, would be the next step. Minutes. All right. What's going on? What took place? Yes, I'm doing well. It's mine, yo, minutes and seconds. This would become a full-fledged public spectacle, so I hope it never gets to that level of minutes and seconds. This is where it gets even more intense, minutes and seconds. Scent managed to obtain footage of Jim Jones' seconds building inside the minutes. It's still unclear exactly how he obtained them. Yes, he has a relationship with the landlord in this case, but some claim that there are further levels going on behind the scenes. In any case, there were significant responses to the video that was posted online. It looks like Jim Jones was attempting to enter some of the building's closed rooms in the video minutes that was posted. According to reports, some of those minutes and seconds were used to control the heat that had been turned off. There are allegations that the property owner shut off doors, and you can watch attempts to enter certain areas for minutes and seconds. The optics, minutes and seconds don't look good, whether it's due to frustration or bewilderment. All in all, it merely adds a dramatic new chapter to an already chaotic situation. Minutes, seconds. In the video, his friend enters a room and begins turning on and off the light switch. Then he yells, "Hey yo, minutes, seconds, Jimmy, they cut the lights off, bro." That statement says it all. There was a strained, uneasy energy about the room. It wasn't a flex vibe. There was a sense of survival. And that's what causes folks to doubt this entire circumstance. Jim Jones isn't just any guy attempting to succeed in a matter of minutes or seconds. He has access to real money, real connections, and real opportunities as a well-known musician. So why even put yourself in this situation in a matter of minutes or seconds? Why not get the right funding, use a bank if necessary, seal a minutes legitimate deal, and construct your studio correctly from the ground up? That would appear strong rather than disorganized. There were rumors circulating that about $1 was supposedly owed on the building minutes, seconds, or months ago. People are curious about what it looks like now if that figure were true in the past. Stepping back could better protect your brand than publicly battling it if the space isn't affordable. Minutes, seconds. Staying in a tense back and forth like this only makes more pressured and makes headlines, and no one wants to watch it get worse. Jim Jones's frustration is evident throughout the video, even though there aren't any audio minutes or seconds. Minutes, seconds. He appears energized, pacing, and moving quickly. This isn't a calm moment, as you can see. He is obviously attempting to find the room where the landlord allegedly turned off the heat in order to flip any necessary switches or breakers and restore warmth to the minute-seconds building. The situation feels intense because of that. It adds another level when you consider that previous tour video. You could actually see Jim Jones's breath in the air while he was speaking on a second-hand camera. That typically indicates that the interior is freezing. Additionally, the majority of the time when you watch episodes of the podcast with Dave East, Minutes Fabulous, and Mino, they are heavily packed. Layered suits, jackets, and hoodies. The space never seems uncomfortable. People were talking just by looking at that image. You guys have been evicted for years. That is depressing and repulsive. All of you have had brief but ostensibly successful careers in your respective fields. It is pitiful to be evicted at such a young age. Minutes, seconds, fab. You've been rapping for years. It is abhorrent if you are unable to pay your rent. Jim Jones, you performed a lot of 4 years gangbanging minutes and seconds. It is abhorrent if you are unable to pay your rent. Mayo, you pulled out guns on them after robbing the whole Brooklyn. And minutes. It's disgusting if you didn't steal enough cash to cover your rent. Man, I'm sorry to tell you all. It's simply not the trend to kick indoors at years, minutes, and seconds old. Additionally, I might have been the civilian to sort of, bring the young people that's minutes, seconds watching you guys because you used to claim that you were lobby boys, bodega boys, podcast boys, or what's known as minutes, seconds squatters. I will guide the audience that you are attempting to reach. Hello world's yens. Never be like this. Minutes, seconds. Instead of kicking down a door to start chatting, you should be kicking back, feet up, living a lavish life with plenty of kids that you're taking minutes, seconds, and many things to display. In the most recent video, Minutes, Seconds, Jim Jones leaves the scene, clearly upset about what's going on, waving people over. At that point, it doesn't appear to be a smooth procedure. The optics aren't good, whether it's minutes, seconds, pressure from the circumstance, or just a terrible day. Everyone viewing can sense the tension in the moment for minutes at a time. He appears to be telling everyone to settle down so they can approach the door once more, based on what people are saying. The entire sequence, which lasted only a few minutes, felt weighty. Jim appears exhausted, breathing heavily, with hair all over the place and devoid of vitality. It doesn't appear to be a matter of minutes or seconds. It appears as though pressure is building up in real time. What did you accomplish most this year? Yes, minutes and seconds. Having the freedom to squat. The ability to squat. Minutes, seconds, laughter. Minutes, seconds. According to some detractors, the whole thing began because he wanted to flaunt himself online. It's a powerful picture to have your own factory, a second-hand building, a creative hub, and minutes. Minutes, seconds, but things get nasty when the paperwork and legal stress don't match the flex. The difficult aspect is that other people are also attached to that area. Minutes, seconds. According to reports, a woman uses the IFC setup to run a talk show and also rents out peer space. This location is linked to timetables, bookings, and revenue streams. Minutes, seconds. Her opportunities may also be impacted if the building situation worsens. The impact is genuine. This is where it becomes much more intricate. C has established a direct line of communication with the property owner in minutes and seconds. The same individual who has reportedly been disclosing minute-by-minute updates and information regarding behind-the-scenes activities. If that relationship is strong, isn't merely responding on the internet. He is receiving first-hand information in minutes and seconds. That causes the entire dynamic to change once more. They now claim that this man is extremely clout-hungry, as if he enjoys the limelight and the mayhem that surrounds it. Here's the twist, though. Minutes, seconds he allegedly granted sent a share of the building. For this reason, he declared, "Sam is my partner. I minutes, seconds down the joint." If this statement is true, he now owns a portion of the property as well. The tone abruptly altered after that. It started being jokes and evolved into corporate pressure after there was an online discussion that essentially warned, "Fix every door that gets damaged, or it's going to be a problem." If you are causing damage to property that is now owned by someone else, things get serious very quickly. Minutes, seconds. This whole thing seems to be more than just back and forth on social media. And it doesn't end with Jim and just minutes and seconds due to the podcast. Tension has increased. Mono has engaged in a variety of arguments and confrontations. And now minutes, seconds, some of that energy is circling back around Jim too. In this game, enemies are inherited. Academics then hopped on live minutes and seconds and began discussing Jim, Mano, Dave East, and Fabulous. As soon as media figures and streamers join the discussion, it becomes widespread. Minutes, seconds. Now it's more than a building problem. Everyone is seeing the entire web spectacle play out in minutes and seconds. Jim Jones too needs to comprehend something. Minutes, seconds. You can't get out of this one by making jokes. Minutes, seconds. When the topic of unpaid rent and squatting first came up, they went on the podcast and began making jokes about squatters as if it were all fun. Minutes, seconds. There was a lot of forced humor in that episode. Minutes, seconds. Yet jokes only succeed when they are untrue. Punchlines lose their impact once paperwork and receipts start to circulate. Minutes later, the music quickly becomes weird. Laugh it off if it's simply unsubstantiated rumor. Joking about notifications, default minutes, seconds letters, and eviction steps, however, becomes awkward when they are spoken in public. Feels real now. Individuals. Seconds and minutes are no longer speculative. They are making connections. This round feels different because of that. Minutes, seconds. At first, they assumed it was just online hyperbole or trolling. In order to stay in that building longer, it appears that there were real legal protections and tenant laws. It's obvious that it wasn't just a content skip that alters the entire minute-by-minute story, whether it's survival or strategy. I want to hear from you now. How do you feel about the whole thing? Was this just bad business from the minutes-seconds jump? Or was it a clever move gone wrong? Post your opinions in the comments section right now. If you think this breakdown is amazing, please subscribe to Dripsy, click the like button, share this video minutes, seconds, and click the hype button to support the channel's growth. Thank you for your support. I'm grateful for music.